Alright guys, today we're going to be reacting to 27 most eat German cake. We know some of these cake, they look so healthy at the same time. But I know there's some rules. There's still sugar though. There's some sugar, but man, we loving German food. I remember back in the day, among Latinos, you used to say the European food didn't have food. That's just not true. Europeans, they have very good, let's say, balance when it comes down to seasoning their own food. So let's just end that myth, right? Because even here in the States, if you go to a lot of these great states in the Midwest, man, they cook very good food. If you go to the South, like the Cajuns and stuff like that, But let's just go here and just react to some of more German's delicious recipes. Jump in.
Is a major part of German culture. Many traditional German cakes have been made the same way for centuries. If you've watched our videos, you know that we've tried a lot, and I mean a lot of kuchen here in Germany.
What's up everybody? We are Diana and Phil. Diana's from the United States and I'm from Germany, and this video is going to be a guide to Germany's top 20 cakes that you should try when visiting the country. The first cake is going to be Streuselkuchen, which is known as crumb cake in English, and it is a type of cake topped with sweet crumbs, which are usually made with sugar, butter and flour. It is a very popular cake style in Germany and can be included with many different filling and cakes that we'll talk about throughout this video. We personally like the additional crunch.
Hold on. Let's just go slow here. Now, how much of these kind of cakes, right, are mostly, let's put it this way, just regular bakery cakes, right? This is going to be a very important question because some of these, they look like very high class. So let me know in the comment section below.
And texture the crumbs on the top add to any cake.
Number 2 is Mohnkuchen, or poppy seed cake. And this cake is one of the more popular cakes in Germany. It is a cake with poppy seeds, and it is very common with streusel on top, or often a pastry roll where you can see a lot of the layers, or even a pie style with a crust. Mohnkuchen is Phil's sister's favorite cake in Germany, so we have it a lot when visiting them. Poppy seeds give it a unique texture, and be aware, you might have little seeds in your teeth afterwards.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The next cake is Donauwelle, which translates to like the Danube River's waves.
Whoa.
And this is a very traditional sheet cake made out of pound cake, vanilla, cherries and topped with chocolate. The mixture of vanilla and chocolate in the center
right here, you see the ledger here and the letters here, another one, layer. It's like,
creates a unique wavy pattern, and hence the wave in the name.
Fluffy,
it's very popular in Germany and Austria. It's an awesome mix of flavors, and if you like cherries, you will definitely like this one. Oh, it's very nice. It's so cold. I'm not a big cherry fan, but I still like this because the ratio of this cake is just amazing. The chocolate glazing on the top is super nice. Everything comes together in your mouth. A very creamy but doughy cake and fruity at the same time. So definitely a classic, the Donauwelle. Bienenstich, which translates to bee sting. And who doesn't want to get stung by bees in the mouth, right?
Sounds so fun.
This is another sheet cake that is very popular and a very classic German cake. It's layered with a cake base, vanilla cream in the...
See, you see a lot of this in German cakes, right? So you have one layer, another layer, another layer, another layer kind of thing.
Middle, and then topped with cake and caramelized almonds.
Yummy.
Yeah, this vanilla almond combination tastes amazing. It is very light and delicious. And it's one of my favorite childhood cakes.
The next cake is Zuckerkuchen, sugar cake, or Butterkuchen, butter cake, and they're pretty interchangeable. They are simple sheet cakes that you'll find in a lot of bakeries, and it's kind of the standard cake in some regions.
I was about to say, it looks very standard kind of cake. Like you will find it anywhere in Germany.
So it's basically just one big piece of fluffy, buttery dough that can be topped with sugar or sugar glazing, and of course, whipped cream, Cool Whip.
Very healthy.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong, it can be decent, but we never understood the obsession that Germans have with this sugar cake thing. It's missing a bit of variety, and frankly, there are just better options out there, in our opinion. The next one is Quarkkuchen, and Quarkkuchen is quite comparable to the aforementioned sugar cake. It's also a...
And this is the cake that you eat with a nice warm coffee in the morning.
sheet cake, and it's fairly simple. And quark is this dairy product that is made from milk. It has a bit of the texture of thick yogurt or sour cream, but it's not as sweet as like cream cheese.
The next cake is Baumkuchen or tree cake. It's a round multi-layered cake with thin layers stacked on top of each other, covered with chocolate glazing. Oh, it's a very popular cake during the Christmas time here in Germany, and it's one of my personal favorite cakes here. I love it. I love it with dark chocolate glazing to add some bitterness to the sweet cake.
How can I just get cakes like this around here, man? How can I just order some cakes like this? You see what I'm saying? How?
So good. And fun fact, it's a very popular cake in Japan today and has been since it was introduced at the end of World War I.
Didn't know that.
My bad.
The next cake is Apfelkuchen or apple cake. In Germany, it is probably one of the most popular types of fruit cake. It comes in a couple of different shapes and forms. It's often a sheet cake or a...
That one has to be warm, like warm. Is that butter? What the hell is that?
Round cake, and there will be apple pieces with some big chunks in there. There are some smaller chunks too, depending on...
Yeah, if it is warm, I'll dig it.
The cake, but sometimes you'll have a streusel on top, other times you'll have this hard sugar layer with frosting, and my favorite is apple cake with the streusel on top. So good.
And since we're on the topic of apples, there are more fruit and seasonal cakes. So in Germany, fruits are pretty seasonal, and therefore there are many seasonal fruit cakes. Strawberry cake or Erdbeerkuchen tends to be the most popular in spring and early summer when strawberries are fresh in Germany or like imported from Spain or whatever. But there's also Pflaumkuchen, which is plum cake, and if you like plums, you like that one. I don't. There's also rhubarb cake, blueberry, gooseberry, raspberry cake, or mandarinen schmand, like mandarin schmand cake, which is also this type of layered cake, and my mom really loves that one. But historically, I think strawberry cake is extremely popular and many Germans' favorite fruitcake. And at any point, maybe comment below which cake you would like to try the most. And if you like food-related videos from around the world, a sub to this channel would be highly appreciated.
And if you want to further support us, you can become a channel member, or you can support us on patreon.com/GNMFilm, where we make additional monthly videos. Shout out to our soulmates, Ricky, Lauren, Jared, Peggy and Derek, Roger Lupke, Eric Kramer, Michael Petch, and Robin. Also, shout out to our family member patrons, Stein. Thank you!
The next cake is Eierschecke, and this is very common in East Germany. It is a sheet cake made of 3 different layers, and it's usually a base spongy cake.
Man, that looks like a cheesecake, but a different kind of cheesecake, and that's sugar on top of it. Man, you have to fast at least 2 days, 48 hours before you eat some of these cakes, because my God, man. If I go to Germany and I go with my wife and we decide, you know what, babe, here's the plan. We can go with the fruit first or the sweet first, and then we can go like crazy afterwards. I would just literally fast for 24 hours and then get some of these cakes to really get that of it. You see what I'm saying?
Middle quark pudding layer, and then a top layer of vanilla custard. There are many variations based on the city and state. Some have raisins, some with chocolate, and some are cakeless in general. It varies. We've never had this one, but it sounds really, really good, and we need to give it a try.
It does.
Next time we're in East Germany.
The next one is Käsekuchen or cheesecake, which is also a very popular cake in Germany. It's fairly unspectacular in its presentation and often made with quark or another type of cream cheese. And if you like cheesecake, you will like the German one as well.
Ooh, that is fluffy. So this is a very soft and fluffy one. You see the thin little crust layer. That's nice. I think I taste a little hint of lemon in the aftertaste, which is really good. It's very smooth in general.
We weirdly very rarely go for cheesecake.
Yeah, there's so many cakes. The next cake is Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte, which is a Black Forest cake and probably one of the most famous German cakes outside of Germany. It is a multi-layered cake with chocolate sponge cake, whipped cream, and cherries, and often decorated with cherries and chocolate shavings. Again, this is a nice combination of multiple flavors, and
it's a nice cake if you want to do like an anniversary or something like that with your girl, or get an anniversary for yourself. Yeah, this is a great cake for that, man. With a nice, milk, in the side.
You can buy this cake frozen from every supermarket pretty much. However, we noticed that it is quite difficult to find it in bakeries and cafes outside of like the Black Forest region.
Yeah, Prinzregententorte, which is Prince Regent's cake. Oh, that sounds so pretentious. This is a very popular cake in Bavaria. It's a round, multi-layered cake stacked with thin layers of sponge cake and chocolate buttercream.
That looks very...
And there is a dark chocolate glaze on the outside. This cake is less creamy, heavier and more chocolatey than most cakes in Germany, and we really enjoy that.
Yeah, that's my type of cake.
Next one, Frankfurter Kranz or Frankfurt wreath. It is a specialty cake from the city of Frankfurt. Who would have known? It's a round cake made out of light sponge cake layers, and in between the layers it's usually filled with some type of jam like strawberry, blackcurrant or cherry. It also has an outside coating made of buttercream frosting, and that is sprinkled with lots of nuts like almond flakes or ground up hazelnuts.
Yummy.
And as the cherry on top, there are often berries on top or cherries on top. It's a beautiful cake, and it's definitely more on the fancy side.
Raw, nice jokes. The next cake is Herrentorte or gentleman's cake, and this again is a round layered cake with many thin layers of sponge cake and a wine cream in between. The entire cake is then coated with an outer layer of dark chocolate. It tends to be less sweet than other cakes, just like a true gentleman.
We got the Herrentorte here.
Yeah,
very
it
nice.
looks like
It's
that.
way softer than I thought. Multi-layered, very cool.
It looks like that.
That's really nice, dude. There's a slight hint of alcohol in this wine cream or whatever it is, and the top layer of chocolate, it's good.
Wow, look at this. First time trying this. This might be my favorite that I've had. I really love the Baumkuchen. I think this is an elevated version of that.
Yeah, right.
Wow, that's so good. Look how soft that is. Every layer. And it's not dry at all. It's still a very moist cake. Dang, 10 out of 10.
I like dry cake. I prefer dry cake. Very dry. I don't like the watery kind of wet cake. Not into that.
The next cake is...
If I happen to have like a very watery or wet cake, I'll put it in the freezer. That's how, meticulous I am.
Kalter Hund, which translates to cold dog. And this is a funny one. It is a square cake dessert with layers of biscuits or rice puffs and then chocolate icing in between each layer, as well as all around the entire cake. And overall, it is very dense, heavy, and resembles more of a chocolatey cookie dessert than a typical cake. It's great.
Zwiebelkuchen or onion cake is a savory German cake made of steamed onions, bacon, and cream with dough. It's often paired with fennel or cumin flavors, and it sounds a little more like a quiche to me. This one is apparently very famous in Germany, but we could not find it in our city for the life of us. So let us know if you've ever heard of it. I've seen a pre-made box before, but that's about it.
I can't remember ever having that.
The next cake is Marmorkuchen or marble cake. Marmorkuchen is a cake with a mixture of dark and light batter, creating this marble effect. It's usually made with vanilla and chocolate, and it can be served.
It looks like it's gonna fall apart.
Served as a loaf cake or a bundt cake form. It's a bit on the drier side.
As you can see, it's definitely a little bit on the drier side. This is a typical cake where the Germans would put some whipped cream on top of it, always whipped cream on top. The next one is Biskuitrolle, and this is like a jelly roll or a biscuit roll, or also called Swiss roll in English. And these are very iconic. It is a very light and soft sponge cake in this very particular shape that is rolled and then filled in the gaps with some type of flavored cream. Like strawberry or lemon were the pretty popular ones. And I had it as a kid at my grandmother's house a lot. They often taste a bit artificial, but it's a very memorable cake for a lot of Germans.
Hey, shout out to them.
Zitronenkuchen, which is lemon cake. This is probably one of the simple yet very common cakes found throughout Germany. It can be in sheet form, round cake form, or bundt cake form. It's a very standard cake with lemon flavor.
Oh, I didn't know that was German. Okay. Well, it looks like that. There's a lot of cakes here in the state, even Puerto Rico, that looks like that. Oh, it makes sense. Oh, interesting.
flavors and served with powdered sugar, icing, or even vanilla cream.
Fun fact. German chocolate cake is not on this list. If you come from the US, you might be thinking German chocolate cake, the most popular German cake in Germany. No, it is not German at all.
The chocolate cake with coconut pecan frosting was invented in the United States and originally called German's chocolate cake due to the cake recipe using a dark baking chocolate from the brand Baker's German's Sweet Chocolate.
why.
The recipe gained popularity after being published in a newspaper as German's chocolate cake. Over the years, the apostrophe S was dropped, and now it's known all throughout the US as German chocolate cake.
It's not German
But
at all.
it's not German.
There are a
Well,
lot
maybe there's some like German thingy there, right?
of different cakes, kuchen,
Hey, shout out to the channel. They do a good job when it comes down to food and just representing a clear view of German experience when it comes down to food. Hey man, I'm looking forward not only to just keep reacting to German stuff, but you know, every European food is crazy, man. A lot of stuff. You guys have a lot of good stuff over there. I respect a lot of stuff you guys do over there. Especially the music, the history of music. I'm a classical musician myself. I have a master's degree in classical music. So I do appreciate a lot of stuff that you guys do over there. Man, let me know what in the comment section below which one was your favorite. There was a couple of them that I was like, man, I'm definitely getting one of those. Well, there was some of them that were like, okay, I don't know, yeah. But let me know. Let me know. If you have any other videos that you are recommending, just put them in the comment section below. I'm always scrolling through the comment section. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next one.